primary key, unique key, and then foreign key, right?
Foreign key.
Yes, sir.
What I'm saying, foreign key is a column which refers to another
Primary.
column in another table
or same table.
Same table. Okay. So it will accept only
More than
values which are available in the
primary
referred column, right? It will accept only values which are available in the referred column. Adi ఏ column refer చేస్తుంది దాంట్లో ఉన్న values మాత్రమే it will accept, right?
Yes, sir.
But foreign key can have duplicates. Yes, there can be duplicate values. Okay, we can create foreign make knock and points కూడా what you call foreign key column can have duplicates. Yeah, more than one
foreign
key column can be created in the table, right? Yeah, on the table there can be more than one foreign key, right? Okay, now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is all about primary key, unique key, and then foreign key. No? Okay, so these are different constraints what we create on the table. Okay, right. So combination of primary key is what you call composite key, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, ma. Okay, if now for example, I want one single report. Yeah, okay, you see this employee names are there, first name, last name is there.
Yes, sir.
Employee first name, last name. Okay, I want to take employee last name and customers also, customer name, right? Okay, customer names, how many records are there?
91.
Employees also, how many employees records are there? 10 gada?
Yes, sir.
But I want select yeah, I got all customer names, right? 91.
Yes, sir.
Now in the same report, I want employee names also. Only for output purpose, just for output purpose. I want employee names also together. Customer names, employee names, anni kavali. I need a list of all customer names and employee names. Then we have something what we call union. Select last name from
employees.
And if they 91 plus, that's 10, right?
101.
Not one.
Yes.
ఈ అవుట్పుట్ రికార్డ్ లో వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్? ఈ అవుట్పుట్ రికార్డ్ లో యూ హ్యావ్ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ కస్టమర్ నేమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా ఒక రిపోర్ట్ లో సార్ ఐ వాంట్ ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్స్, ఓకే, ఐ వాంట్ ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్స్, కస్టమర్ నేమ్స్, ఆల్ దేర్ ఈమెయిల్ ఐడీస్ అండ్ ఫోన్ నెంబర్స్ అన్నాను అనుకోండి. ఆల్ ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్స్, కస్టమర్ నేమ్స్ అండ్ దేర్ ఫోన్ నెంబర్స్ అండ్ ఈమెయిల్ ఐడీస్ అన్నాను అనుకోండి. ఐ వాంట్ రిపోర్ట్. హౌ ఐ కెన్ డూ? I can write select what I need, select employee name, phone, email from
employees,
employee, union, select customer name, phone, email from customer. If you write like this, what you will get? You will get a report of all employee names, customer names, phone numbers and email IDs, right, together.
Yes, sir.
So if union annappudu sir em ledhu union ante sir I need combination of I need a combining, right, combining all the data from 2 or more tables annappudu then you are using union. But when you are using union, there is a rule, there is one rule. How many columns we are selecting in the first SQL query?
3 columns.
So second SQL query also should have same number.
3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and ఇప్పుడు first
Three
SQL query లో 2 columns అంటే second SQL query also should have only 2 columns. అంటే number of count of columns must be same. కౌంట్ ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని కాలమ్స్ సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం, ఇక్కడ కూడా అన్ని కాలమ్స్ సెలెక్ట్ చేయాలి. ఓకేనా?
That is the rule, sir.
Yes, that is a rule.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you use union will get what do you get? Union you will get a combining the records from 2 or more tables, right? Union will get combining
Records.
from I think maybe 2 or more tables if you want, then you use union. But suppose for instance for some reason ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్ అండ్ కస్టమర్ నేమ్ అండ్ దేర్ ఫోన్ నెంబర్, ఈమెయిల్ all are సేమే ఉన్నాయి అనుకున్నాం. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ద సేమ్ ఎంప్లాయీ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ కస్టమర్ ఇన్ సమ్ అదర్ కస్టమర్స్ టేబుల్లో కూడా సేమ్ ఎంప్లాయీ నేమే ఉంది, సేమ్ ఫోన్ నెంబర్, సేమ్ ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి ఉన్నప్పుడు వాట్ ఈస్ ద యూనియన్ విల్ డూ? యూనియన్ విల్ డిస్ప్లే ట్వైస్ ఆర్ ఓన్లీ వన్ టైం?
Only once.
Union will display only one. And union will get only distinct records, right? But no sir, if same data is there in both the tables, but still I want to display twice. 2 times you want to display, then what do you write? Instead of union, what do you write? Union all you write. Union all if you write, what will happen? It will display even duplicates also, right? All of you? Yeah, union will display only union will display only unique records, whereas union all will display duplicates also, right? Emma?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between joins and unions?
Join వేరు కదా. Join, what do you write? You are using on condition, you are getting only what you call common records. ఇక్కడ common records కాదు కదా. But join అన్నప్పుడు what are you doing? When you use join, you will get only which is common records కదా from both the tables.
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు యూనియన్ అన్నప్పుడు ఏమైంది? వాట్ యూ గాట్? ఇప్పుడు ఈ కస్టమర్ టేబుల్లో 91 రికార్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ 10 టోటల్ గా ఎన్ని వచ్చాయి? 101 రికార్డ్స్, రైట్?
Yes, sir.
మరి జాయిన్ అయినప్పుడు విల్ యూ గెట్ 101 రికార్డ్స్?
No.
చెప్పు. అంటే ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ పక్కన పెడదాం. జనరలీ this example you keep it as generally in when you use join, you will get first table records plus second table records. Will you get all records like that?
Common columns.
No.
Common columns కాదు, common records, right?
Yes, sir.
Records ma
Yes,
common
sir.
records
Yes, sir.
we will get.
Yes, sir. Got the point.
Yeah, understood, right? Common records we will get.
Yes,
అంటే
sir.
ఇప్పుడు ఏ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో, ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఓకే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అనుకున్నాం దేర్ ఆర్ ఓకే ఇప్పుడు దేర్ ఆర్ 10 కస్టమర్స్. ఓకే ఎన్ని కస్టమర్స్ ఉన్నారు? 91 కదా.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
91 కస్టమర్స్ ఉన్నారు. ఓకే
10
ఈ
employees.
91 కస్టమర్స్ లోనే ఓకే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ ఎంప్లాయీస్ లో ఈ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 2 కస్టమర్స్ సేమ్ అనుకున్నామా. ఇప్పుడు ఈ టేబుల్లోనా కస్టమర్స్ టేబుల్, ఎంప్లాయీస్ టేబుల్లోనా 2 రికార్డ్స్ కామన్ గా ఉన్నాయనుకుందాం. హౌ మెనీ? ఐమ్ సేయింగ్ ఎన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఎన్ని రికార్డ్స్ కామన్ గా ఉన్నాయో? 2 రికార్డ్స్.
Two records.
ఇప్పుడు మనం జాయిన్స్ వాడితే ఆ 2 రికార్డ్సే వస్తాయి.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
అంతే కదా. జాయిన్ వాడినప్పుడు మనకు టోటల్ రావు కదా. విల్ గెట్
Yeah.
ఓన్లీ 2 రికార్డ్స్, రైట్, విచ్ ఆర్ కామన్ ఇన్ బోత్ ద టేబుల్స్, రైట్?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు యూనియన్ అన్నప్పుడు ఏమైంది? అన్నీ వచ్చాయి. ఈ రికార్డ్స్ లో 91 ప్లస్ ఇది 10 టోటల్ గా 101 వచ్చాయి కదా. ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం కండిషన్ రాయలేదు కదా ఫిల్టర్ చేయమని. జాయిన్ వాడినప్పుడు కంపల్సరీ ఫిల్టర్ చేస్తాం కదమ్మా. ఆన్ సమ్ కండిషన్ రాస్తాం కదా.
Yes.
Yes,
ఆన్
sir.
అన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? ఫిల్టర్ కదా, కొన్ని ఫిల్టర్ అయిపోతాయి కదమ్మా. ఇప్పుడు యూనియన్ అన్నప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడైనా ఫిల్టర్ చేసామా? సార్ ఈ క్రైటీరియా రికార్డ్సే కావాలి అని ఏమైనా ఫిల్టర్ చేసామా?
No.
No.
No, we will get everything, right?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. Sir, ఇది ఓకేనమ్మా? వాట్ ఈస్ యూనియన్ అండ్ యూనియన్ ఆల్ డిఫరెన్స్?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే. యా, ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ జనరల్ గా అమ్మా ఇది ఓకే. SQL క్వరీస్ ఈ వాట్ యు కాల్ ఈ ప్రైమరీకి, ఫారిన్ కి కన్స్ట్రైంట్స్, యూనియన్ ఆల్, whatever, all these things, fine. But generally, when you see any database system, database system, when you take any system like, okay, ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఫండ్స్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు అనుకోండి, you're transferring the funds from your account to another account. But you are transferring some money, you are paying money to some person. Now what is that happens? First it will deduct money from your account, right?
Yes, sir.
అది ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది ట్రాన్సాక్షన్? డేటాబేస్ లోనే కదా.
Yeah.
In the database, first it has to deduct money from your account, right?
Yes.
Then it has to credit into another person account.
Another account.
Where another person account, right? So what is happening in the database? In the database, first it is updating amount in your account, right? And think it is minus చేస్తుంది కదా, it is doing minus in your account first. Then it is doing plus in the another account, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if you now when this transaction is happening, for some reason assume that, sir, amount got deducted from your account. Amount got deducted from your account. But while crediting into the another account, amount got deducted from your account. But while crediting into the another account, there is some network failure or something happened. Okay. Now what do we expect? But ఏం జరిగింది ఇక్కడ? Amount already deducted from your account, but not credited into the another person account, because while crediting there is some network issue, some server issue, something problem.
Yes, sir.
ఇప్పుడు ఏం జరగాలి? That means ఇప్పుడు amount deducted from your account but not credited into the another account means this is a problem in the system, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. ఇప్పుడు ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో ఏం జరిగి ఉండాలి? During the transaction, in the middle, anywhere if any failure happens, ఏమైనా failure జరిగితే everything it should roll back జరగాలి కదా.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it won't undo all the transaction. అంటే ఒక ప్రాసెస్ జరుగుతుంది, some process is happening. అంటే ఇక్కడ saying an example, ఇక్కడ ఒక ప్రాసెస్ జరుగుతుంది, సంథింగ్ ఇస్ జరుగుతా ఉంది. got the point, something is happening here. ఇక్కడ జరుగుతా ఉంది. సార్ ఇక్కడ ఏదో ఎర్రర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇట్ షుడ్ రోల్ బ్యాక్, రైట్?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ఈ ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్ కే రావాలి కదా, ఇట్ షుడ్ కమ్ టు ద బిగినింగ్ స్టేట్, రైట్?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ దాట్, సార్ ఇక్కడ వరకు జరిగింది, ఇట్ గేవ్ ఫెయిల్ అండ్ ఇట్ స్టాప్డ్ హియర్, ఇక్కడే స్టాప్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, ఓ దిస్ ఈస్ ఎ ఫెయిల్యూర్ సిస్టమ్, రైట్?
Yes, sir. Good.
This type of system is not accepted kada. There is a bug, right? Very serious bug.
Yes, sir.
A very serious bug, right, in this case.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So to ensure that if when they are doing some transaction, if everything transactions happen successfully, then only it should be committed. Otherwise it should roll back. Illa jaragali annappudu, if these things should happen means, then that group of SQL statements when developer is writing, developer em rastunaru ma ikkada, ఇప్పుడు update ఏమో account అంటే for your understanding, account 1 set ఏమో amount equal to amount minus some amount, right? Amount minus some amount he is deducting kadamma.
Yes, sir.
ఏమో deduct చేస్తున్నారు kadamma, from first account they are deducting. Then
Yes,
what
sir.
they are doing, update account to
Another account.
set amount equal to amount to plus some amount, right? Whatever we are deducting here, the same amount we are adding in the another account. But e transaction lo if something goes wrong anywhere, everything should be undo kada, roll back అయిపోవాలి కదమ్మా.
Yes, sir.
To ensure
Get back the money.
To ensure that compulsory developers have to write these kind of SQL queries. Developers have to write this type of SQL queries inside a transaction. లోపల రాయాలి.
Yes, sir.
They can't write a statements directly like this. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం కూడా ఒక SQL query రాస్తున్నాం కదా, ఇక్కడ ఒక SQL query రాస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి. ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఇక్కడంటే I don't have permission to update the data కానీ, because these are all some I don't have permission to update the data. ఇది ఏం మన ఓన్ డేటాబేస్ కాదు కదమ్మా. This is somewhere in the server. We can only fetch the data. We cannot update this data కదమ్మా. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I'm writing update something like this, okay, update some table name like that. If I'm writing all these things, developer should not, cannot, developer cannot directly write, one SQL query like this. It'll either RCC, run JSS. No, they should not do like this. This is a very serious bug in this. So they have to put all these statements inside a transaction. So there we have some statement we call begin. There is a word called begin transaction. Begin transaction name. Either transaction name. Here they can write some group of SQL queries. If you can write SQL queries and you can write them. Okay. That update avachu, select avachu, insert avachu, whatever it is you write inside this. Okay. In the beginning game we write a word called begin transaction. Edo name is some transaction name. Edo name is some name of the transaction. ఇప్పుడు ఈ SQL queries అని ఇక్కడ రాసి ఉండాలి. ఓకేనా? Yeah. After this, developers can check some error. If ఏమైనా if any error is greater than 0. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏదో ఒక ఎర్రర్ నెంబర్ వచ్చి ఉంటుంది కదా. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఏదైనా ఎర్రర్ వస్తే it will throw an exception, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
అంటే if error అంటే ఏదైనా ఎర్రర్
Yes,
ఉన్నప్పుడు there is some number ఉంటుంది కదా. ఎర్రర్ నెంబర్ ఉంటుంది కదా. ఎర్రర్
Yes,
వచ్చినప్పుడు definitely there is some error number, right? If no error is there, error number will be 0 నే కదమ్మా.
0.
ఇప్పుడు ఎర్రర్ ఏం లేదనుకోండి, ఎర్రర్ నెంబర్ ఏముంటుందమ్మా? 0. If error is there, then definitely there is some number, right? If error number greater than 0, then they should have done what you call, rollback transaction name. Else they should have told commit transaction name. Ila rasundal, they should have written something like this. So they should have begin transaction. All that happens inside the begin transaction. Then if any error is raised, if error is anything error, then roll back this transaction. Ante TR name undi kada, roll back. That means whatever is there in the transaction, roll back. Get back to the beginning status. Okay. And for example, e process lo, let's say 5,000 amount is deducted from your account. 5,000 amount is deducted from your account. While crediting 5,000 into another account, there is a problem. Immediately what happens? It roll back ante em avvalma. Mali again 5,000 is back in your account only, right?
Same account.
And meek intamundu how much amount is there in your account? How much amount is there in your account? So it should be credited back, right, into your account.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come back to the beginning status, right? Yeah. So to ensure that we are right, what you call something what you call begin transaction name. So if any error is there, roll back. So what is the rollback and what is commit will do? So if any unexpected thing, exceptions are raised, it will roll back and it will undo that. Undo. Commit,
Transaction,
it
yes,
will
sir.
update it. Like, okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
when developers write SQL queries in the database system, compulsory, they cannot write a SQL statement simply like this. They have to be written compulsory inside transactions only. They have to use a word begin transaction name, roll back like this. Okay, that's what I told you. If you say delete and truncate, right? Yeah. If they have in a transaction, if they have written a delete record here, if something went wrong, they can roll back and they can get back the record. But even in the transaction, if they have used a truncate, even if it's a rollback, we cannot get it.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, rollback means it should undo, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Suppose example, instead of update, if they have written delete a record, after that, I check some errors. There is some problem. If I say rollback, it will delete a record, we can get back. But even in the transaction, if we use a truncate statement, we cannot roll back that data. That's what the meaning. Truncate, we cannot roll back the data. Yeah, that's what, right? After truncate cannot roll back. If delete is done in a transaction, begin transaction, like that we are writing, right? If delete is done in a transaction, we can roll back, we can get back the records. And now I think you understand this point now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when we write a transactions, well, transaction, if there is a delete statement, if it's a rollback, we can get back the deleted record. But even if there is a truncate, we cannot roll back. Even if it's a rollback, we can't get it. Because you have used a truncate will permanently delete. It won't maintain any log. Okay. So this is fine. What is transaction means? Yeah, begin transaction means what is the meaning? It will start the transaction. Yeah, rollback is for what is the purpose? Rollback is to revert back, right?
Yes, undo, like.
Commit is
Undo.
commit is to permanently update the record. Commit
Yes.
is to permanently
Upgrade
update
the
the
record.
records. Yeah. So maybe if you see the SQL vertical, begin transaction. Rollback like that, if you see. So what does begin, rollback, and commit, right? These are the terminology. Begin transaction, rollback transaction, and commit transaction, right? So so whatever SQL queries we write, instead of directly writing SQL query, we write inside a transaction. What I mean to say, for example, I'm updating some, I'm selecting some data, or I'm inserting some records, anything insert into table name values, or something what we are doing. Instead of directly writing, what developer should have done, they should have started with what you call begin transaction, transaction name, do something, then you check for any errors, right?
Roll
If
back.
some errors, if any error, then roll back
Roll back.
P1, right? Like that. So they should write SQL queries inside begin transaction or end transaction. That's what we ensure that. Okay, instead of directly writing the SQL queries, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, what they are saying, what is that we are trying to do? Update some table, set job title equal to DBA, where login ID in is subquery, select login ID from some other table. And wherever there is a login ID available in this, for all these employees, what is the title we are changing to DBA now? Yes or no? For all the employee title of the job, what we are changing to DBA, right? See, for all these records, it is changed to DBA, right?
Yes, sir.
So what they are doing? Oops, I did not mean to that. I accidentally made every record have a job title. Mistakenly, they say if they do like this, what happens? Every job title will change to DBA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But what they are saying, there's some explanation they are doing. What they are saying, oh, I did not mean that accidentally I made every record have to change to DBA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I directly write like this, what happens? It will update, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but if they write in a begin transaction and if they do like this, there is a possibility we can roll back, right? Since I specified in a begin transaction, the transaction is now waiting for a rollback or commit, because they said simply begin transaction and they did like this. Did they committed it?
No.
Did they commit after starting the transaction? They commit?
No, sir.
No, it is
No.
waiting, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now he can decide, right, whether commit or roll back.
Roll back.
He can decide,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah, that's what they say, is what you call. Yeah, then maybe if you want, yeah, begin transaction, they did all the things. Then after that, they did rollback transaction. After rollback, when again they select, what happens? They had existing titles only, right? Not change it to DBA.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what rollback. I think commit means then it will commit it like that, right? Commit transaction means it will commit it permanently. Then if they select all or change it to DBA, right? Because after commit, that is the meaning. No? So after you do some SQL queries, if you write inside begin transaction, then you have a choice. Either you can commit it or you can roll back it.
Roll back.
Yeah, without transactions, if you do, without begin transaction, if you do, now there is no concept of rollback, there is no concept of commit. It will auto commit automatically. It will auto commit, my implicit commit, right? Automatically it will commit everything. Okay. Yeah, is it fine, ma? What is begin transaction, rollback, and commit?
Yes, sir.
These terminology in the database. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next we have something what you call okay, what you call procedures and triggers, ma? What you call procedures, triggers. In the database, also they write programming. Ma. In the database also, we can have SQL, not only simply SQL queries. Ma. In database also, we can write if conditions, we can write loop statements. In any database, ma, in SQL Server, Oracle, in MySQL, they can also do programming also, like if conditions, loop statements. Okay, the programming also can be written. Okay. But if you remember, I think, day one, when I was telling database introduction, when I was giving, you take an example of DMart, ma? Just example, I'm taking DMart. In every store, they are doing some business.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in every store, in every DMart store, they are doing business, right? Like sales is happening.
Yes, sir.
Now, at the end of the day, once the store closing hours, right? After closing hours, all the data which is updated, right, for this day, all this data should be updated in the main server.
Yes, sir.
Saying
Yes,
that today,
Right.
for today, what is the total sales done? Right, all the products, right? All the products, how much quantity was sold? Okay, and what
How
is
much
the what is the
available?
total revenue, right? Like that, all the financial information should be updated in the main server.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
they
sir,
have
right.
designed a software such a way that the developers, right, in the back end, they designed the software such a way that every day from this store 1, store 2, store 3, from all the stores, if this is the main server, every day, at the end of the day, data from this server, it will be updated into this main server. From this store, all the data will be updated in the main server. Then now they designed such a system such a way that here also in this system, they have written a program. They have written a program, SQL query they have written. They have written some SQL query and they have written a program. Okay. And it has been scheduled. It is been scheduled automatically. When you say schedule a program, what will happen? It will automatically execute as per the schedule, right? If I schedule to run a program
Yes,
at
sir.
evening 11 night 11 o'clock, then it will execute automatically at 11 o'clock, right? I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Schedule.
sir. Good.
Yeah, if you schedule any program, okay, if any schedule any program to run at 11 p.m., okay, then automatically that program will execute at 11 p.m., right?
Yes, sir.
Now here they might have written some SQL queries and they have written a program that will execute at 11 o'clock. All the data it will collect from the tables, whatever, the information, and all the data will be updated in the main database system. Okay. To execute a program at 11 o'clock, what is that they have written in the database? In the database, they have written a procedure. In the database, they have written a procedure. Okay, procedures are like, and in your Java terminology, if I want to tell you, you have methods in a Java program. Methods in a Java program.
Yes, sir.
In a Java program, we have methods, right? Inside a methods, we can write some coding. Same concept. But procedures are like methods in Java program. Procedures are like a methods in database. Procedures are methods in a database. And the procedures we can schedule also. Okay, to schedule at some particular time, this particular program should execute. Okay. Now, how do they